What's up guys, this is John with GoWesty, and today we're going to do a tune-up on a 1987 Vanagon full camper using our tune-up bundle part number Tune-2.1. Be sure to watch this video in its entirety and decide if the following procedures are within your abilities. If not, take your van to a licensed mechanic to get the work done. You can do the following without the use of a vehicle lift, but for filming purposes, we'll rack this van so we can get a better view. With the catch ready for the engine oil, we'll start by removing the drain plug in the bottom of the engine case with a 13mm socket. Keep an eye on the draining oil and inspect the plug for any excessive buildup of metal shavings, which can be a sign of internal damage happening to the engine. Once most of the oil has ran out of the engine, remove the oil filter. You can usually use your hands to do this, however there are wrenches available, like the one shown here. Let the engine oil drain and clean up the oil cooler face with a rag, and grab the new oil filter from the bundle. I like to lightly coat the rubber seal of the filter with a little oil before threading it onto the oil cooler. Get this filter as tight as possible using just your hands and move on to the drain plug. The new drain plug included has a crush ring on it. Be sure that the old crush ring came out with the old drain plug and install the new one, torquing it to 18 foot-pounds. Move over to the passenger side of the van and locate the fuel filter. Loosen the Phillips head screw on the outboard side of the clamp, and then both hose clamps at the ends of the filter, and pop the hoses off of the old filter. Install the new filter in the place of the old one, being sure to install it in the correct orientation with the arrows pointing towards the rear of the van to the engine bay. Tighten the Phillips head screw down to secure the filter and move to the engine bay. I like to use the oil cap to prop the license gate open and pull the extension tube out. Fill up to about 4 quarts and start checking the level at the dipstick. Once the oil is registering low on the dipstick, run the engine for about 10 to 15 seconds. I add oil until it reaches just below the full mark on the stick. Collapse the tube and recap the filler neck. With our oil full, begin to remove the air filter housing by loosening the clamp holding the air hose to the left at the box, unplug the connector from the back of the rear box, and unclip it from the vehicle. This van has a hose attached to the top, which your van most likely won't have. Pull the air box from the vehicle, set it aside, and grab the new spark plugs. Begin with the number 1 cylinder and pull the wire off of the plug. Using a spark plug specific socket, you'll notice the rubber ring inside the socket. This helps hold the plug once it's unthreaded. Remove the plug from cylinder number 1. Apply a little anti-seize to the threads of the spark plug and begin threading it by hand into the head. Use a torque wrench and torque the plug to 14 foot-pounds. Take the end of the wire you pulled from the plug and lay it on or next to the plug. Make your way around the engine, repeating this process for the next 3 spark plugs, being sure to keep the wire ends next to each plug you complete. Now grab your new distributor cap and ignition wires. Begin unplugging the coil wire from the center of the distributor cap and the coil. Apply dielectric silicone to the ends of the new wire and plug it onto the coil. Apply some dielectric silicone to the ends of each of the plugs and grab the new distributor cap. Use the old cap that is still in the van as a guide to which way the new cap will face. Notice the metal insert on one side, which faces towards the front of the vehicle, and the old wires as a guide as to which wire goes where. Start with the new wire for cylinder number 1, plug it onto the spark plug, and route it through the engine bay, following the path of the old wire, finally plugging it onto the correct position of the new distributor cap. Repeat this process for the remaining 3 ignition wires. If you get confused, the firing order can be found in the Bentley manual. Lastly, plug the loose coil wire end onto the center of the distributor cap. Unclip the old cap from the distributor, remove it and the old remaining wires from the engine bay. Grab the new rotor from the bundle, pull the old rotor from the distributor and push the new one on in the same orientation. Install the new cap and double check that the new ignition wires are routed safely and securely through the engine bay. The last thing we need to do is install our new air cleaner. Grab the airbox you set aside, unclip the lid, and replace the old air cleaner with the new one. Reassemble the box and reinstall it into the van. Now you're all ready and set to go.